Hello, fabulous Gemini. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of March 2016, Love Focus. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. This month, in the context of love, we have a lunar eclipse happening in the late part of the month, which is going to speak powerfully to romance and love and the feelings that love provide with flirtation and with getting your flirt on and dating as well. And you add to this the fact that Mars is going to move into your opposite sign, start slowing down, and it is going to be next month that Mars retrogrades in the same part of the sky. Well, all of this does suggest that late this month, love becomes an increasingly important area of focus for you, and it will be a trend that doesn't just end with the 2 weeks that follow any particular lunar eclipse or any particular full moon, but rather this is going to be a trend that continues in the months ahead. If you are in an established bond, it is likely to be that move of Mars into your opposite sign that is going to speak more strongly to you. Where it comes to the eclipse is likely going to suggest more about what love is going to mean to you in the context of this bond. If you have children with this person or stepchildren with this person, or if you're interested in having children, what role that's going to play in your life, if you want that at all, that may be a part of the discussion and consideration as we move towards the later part of the month. But having Mars move through your opposite sign is significant. It is huge, because it does suggest a time when you are needing to give energy to your partner, is what it comes down to. You've got to pay more attention, you've got to pay more energy, and you have to spend more time with this person. They're more on your mind. You're feeling like that's either a relationship that needs to be worked on, or you've got to do some work on behalf of this person that you're partnered with, this person that you're aligned with. Those of you who are in an established bond, as I said, are going to feel that Mars most. But even if you're not in an established bond, if you're not, this is going to be like a motivation to be in a partnership, to be in a relationship. So because of that, the desire to know love, to know partnership, you're willing to take more chances. You're willing to put yourself out there a little bit more. You're willing to be brave in your pursuit of love. And that certainly does contribute to greater opportunities finding you to experience love and to learn about yourself in the context of connecting with other people. But that lunar eclipse is really, as I said, there's big flirty energy with that. Now, interestingly, this eclipse is speaking with, and in a very, in an interesting conversation, it's very precise. Astrologers would say with a very tight orb, but it's a very precise conversation standing across the sky from Mercury. And Mercury is your ruling planet. So this speaks very powerfully to what takes place at that lunar eclipse being especially important to you, and what you share and what you say being something that especially reflects and represents what's happening with you on a level of heart, on a level of emotion. So we have got this lunar eclipse taking place, and it is happening in this flirty part of the sky, and yet at the same time, even with this Mercury, at the same time, Jupiter and Saturn in your opposite sign as well, are speaking in a rare conversation. And when I look at this, this does say to me that I just want you to be a little bit mindful, because this can suggest that that a misreading of signals, if I may just put it out there. So you want to pace yourself a little bit. You want to, yes, feel things out, of course. You want to be in the moment. But when I look at this, look, whenever Saturn and Neptune speak in this type of conversation, or Jupiter and Saturn speak in this type of conversation as it is now, and because we're sort of under this broader umbrella, we're moving towards, as we get further into the year, we'll move towards the second of 3 exact conversations between Neptune and Saturn. This is the second of 3 exact conversations between Jupiter and Saturn happening now. As we move forward into the year, however, this is one of those moments, right? One of those high point moments. And really, if there's any advice I can give you, especially where it comes to going out and having fun and enjoying your life, of course, do that. Live it up. I'm all about living it up, of course. Wherever you are, whatever you happen to do, wherever your circumstances, you can always find a time and a way to enjoy your life. And I think that that's part of the human experience. Just as there are times to be serious, to be dedicated, there are also times to bring lightheartedness to what it is that you're doing and what it is that you're experiencing. And love can remind us of that. And that's one of the great things about love. Having said that, I would really, really advise you to, and this is especially for your sign, I would say, keep the alcohol to as minimum as possible with this particular lunar eclipse. That's good advice for everybody out there. But considering Saturn is in your opposite sign, considering that this lunar eclipse is standing across your ruling planet, it makes it that much more important for you to be clear-minded and to clearly be feeling out any signals that may be there or not. But I do think that just in general, it will only work to your advantage in love and in any area if you take special care during this lunar eclipse and the days that surround it, to try, if you can, to avoid drinking. It will benefit you more than most greatly, and it'll benefit you in love more than most greatly, because there is a need now to be honest with yourself and to look at your expectations, where they are grounded, where they are realistic, and where they are not. But also, this is about having a certain sensitivity and having a certain awareness as to what messages you're getting and what is the right thing to say. Because ultimately, I do believe very much there are, it's very rare for people, I believe this with all my heart, it's very rare for people to go out and say, I want to hurt people today. I want to, it's a rare thing. And it tends to get a lot of attention when that does happen because it is so rare. And because we give it so much attention, it can seem like a bigger thing than it actually is. But I think for the most part, overwhelmingly, for the most part, most people try to do good. Most people want other people to feel good around them, and they want other people to not be hurt as a result of something that they said, or especially something that they did. I think that that's the overwhelming drive that most of us have on the planet, really. This is something you want to keep to the forefront, because what I look at this and, you might just be so in the moment, you might be flirting and you might not realize that you end up saying something that does create, discomfort or more for someone else you're just getting to know, that's a new person. So you want to avoid that. You want to bring forward your kindest self, especially around this lunar eclipse. This is especially true for you more than the other signs, because I think one of the great things about your sign, one of the lessons with your sign, is that you can be so in the moment, right? You can be so in the moment, you can be enjoying yourself, you can having exchanges, having communications, talking about things, and just thoroughly enjoying the moment. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing about you, that you teach us all to be present, to be in the moment, and to just talk and share ideas, share what's happening, heart, mind, and soul, and be comfortable, be totally comfortable in the moment. But in doing that also, it can sometimes mean that there's a bigger picture that you need to think about as well. And as part of thinking about that bigger picture, as part of thinking 10 steps forward, being so in the moment, sometimes there can be that disconnect. And with this, there can be a delay before you realize that 10 step forward and oh, wait a minute. You actually are 10 steps forward before you realize, oh, wait a minute. I said that, I did that, that wasn't so cool. So in order to avoid that, strive to be clear-headed. It'll go a long way to ensure that isn't even an issue. What I love about this month for you is that love is on offer, and the motivation to love is on offer, and your bravery in love is on offer. But more than that, you're willing to be honest with yourself. You're willing to be brave in terms of your self-searching, in terms of understanding what you want from life and love and otherwise. all of that soul searching and all of that intention lends itself to some very powerful moments of heart, powerful moments of connection at that, that certainly suggest great promises for what is ahead.